I truly believe that we live in the most exciting times currently. When we look around us, it doesn't seem like it. But I believe that you have been prepared, and I have been prepared for a time like this. It's imperative that we don't lose sight of God's strategy for this time. There are a few pointers that can direct us to understand how we, as sons and daughters of God, as the army of God, as the bride of Christ, should respond to what's going on around us. And I truly believe the first thing that we need to understand is that the battle belongs to the Lord. It's not your and my battle to fight. Of course, we are participants and co-workers with Christ to work out this salvation that He paid for us on the cross. But it's important that we understand that the battle belongs to Him. And so it's also important to understand that the victories belong to Him too. It is His victories when we go into battle and we fight this battle for the kingdom of light. And we have victories because there will be huge victories. Don't think it's you and I that brought that about. It's merely the grace of God that can bring a victory about in the times that we live in. Another thing that we should keep in mind about this battle is that it's not against flesh and blood. It's not against people. I know people are involved. I know people are looting. I know people are stealing. I know people are burning down buildings. But the battle is never against flesh and blood. It's always against powers, authorities, principalities, and demon forces in the air. If you and I were to direct our attack against people, we will not win this battle. Keep in mind and draw that distinction as clearly and as often as you can, that you don't fight against people. You don't fight against another human being, but you fight against the powers and the principalities and the demon forces that control that human being. And that is where we should direct our attention when we go into battle, this battle that belongs to the Lord. That we fight against those principalities, that we come against those forces of darkness, and that our prayers are directed against those forces of darkness. I think another thing that is important is to realize it's not by might nor by power, but by the Spirit of God that we will win this battle. It's not what you and I can do in our human strength or our strategy or our idea of how this battle should be won. It is by the Spirit of God, through that which Jesus Christ did for this world, by dying on the cross, that we will win this battle as participants and co-workers with Christ, to see His kingdom come. His kingdom is coming. His kingdom is here. And you and I are partakers and participants and co-workers with Him to establish His kingdom, a kingdom of light, and a kingdom of peace, and a kingdom of joy, and a kingdom of salvation, and a kingdom of redemption, and a kingdom of transformation of the human heart. So when we engage, we should understand it's by His power, through His Spirit in us, that we will win this battle. And then lastly, I just want to remind you and encourage you with a deep understanding that you've been born for a time like this, that you've been prepared for a time like this. Some of us will come to the realization that we've wasted some time, that we could have been prepared more for the time that we are entering. But God will give us grace to quicken it in our spirits, to come quickly to the place where we are ready to engage with this battle and to be the overcomers and victorious in this battle. Jesus Christ wants to save the whole world, and He has paid with His life so that all of mankind can be saved. And here we are on the brink of the greatest moment in man's history, in human history, to be participants in this process, to see that salvation come to the world. Because the world knows that it is hopeless to cling to the things of this world, to want to get your salvation and your riches and your peace from this world. The only one that can bring and did bring us hope is Jesus Christ himself. I want to encourage you, hang in there. Pray for one another as often as you can. If you're led to fast, fast. If you're led to reach out to someone where you can bring relief and love someone, love that one. If you can make a difference now, do it. Don't hesitate. This is the time to shine for the kingdom of Christ and to bring about this wonderful glory of his salvation to this earth.